Hey, everybody, it's the coach.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And I'll bet right now just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes
Two
last
touchdown
week.
passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Check, 315. Check, back, 27. All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Back.
On first down, it's Carson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now it's Carson. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. You can't block me. You can't block.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the defense. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. Over the middle, complete. That's Wood. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They run. It's Gurley. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. 17 carries, a touchdown to go along with 124 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Throwing is Wentz. You don't see that a ton, do you? He caught it up, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I guess we're back to square one. A rocky start here. A turnover followed by a turnover.
Not exactly what we expected going into the game, but I always wonder about the nerves and people starting, the emotions of the game. Sometimes it takes a little while for that to play out and for them to settle in. Let's hope that that's taken care of now.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Here's Wilson. He's got his man here. It's Gary Jennings Jr. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a give right side. Carson, and the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target.
And he lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Now it's Gurley, and he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. Now a handoff for Gurley. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one a first down pickup of 8. But one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
On for the extra point, Giorgio Tavecchio. And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. This is Carson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. To throw on 3rd down. Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determine that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down. Back near the goal line, here's Wentz. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he'll have his man, that's Edelman. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 18 yards there and a 1st down. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Throwing now is Wentz. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
On first down, Wentz. He's got a man complete. It's Julian Edelman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind. No pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now a play fake. Wentz. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Here we go, here we go. Waiting! Hey, D-line, let's get in there, let's get in there.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Ito Smith, his first carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that one's complete to Gurley. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Out there now, the lefty Tavecchio for the Falcon field goal. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. Tavecchio puts this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. Well, the drive started the shadow of their own goalpost all the way back at the 2. Pretty nice job of getting downfield and at least getting 3.
Agreed on that one. A real nice job, because really their goal was to get out of the shadows of those goalposts and give themselves a little bit of room to help out their defense. Instead, they got 3 points out of it.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a toss play. It's Carson. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run the counter. Carson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson throwing again. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. Roberts has it. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. And Myers able to knock it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Wentz finding Green complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
And Wentz not going to take the snap here. Instead, he turns and calls a timeout, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Wentz to throw. He gets it to Gurley, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold, right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
They bring their punter out there now. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room. Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Broncos who were able to come in and get the road victory. A field goal, the difference. 17-14, the final. Next, we head off to check out another game, and it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Tariq Cohen, a touchdown run in the victory. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are our visitors to take over on offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what?
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown! A big play there. His second touchdown of the night. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop. To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
He's going to loft one. And got his man complete. Touchdown. A big play there. His third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
To Vecchio to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Vecchio. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll begin the drive with Carson. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now Wentz on the bootleg. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
Wentz now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out, and a 5-yard penalty. So that'll bump it back to a 1st and 15. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. To throw, it's Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
Here we go.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
No.
On play action, Wentz. And finding the tight end Hooper. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Wentz now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Wentz. And he's got it. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it. Unfolding so far so good for him.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This one taken from the 7. Still on his feet. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
Wilson, he's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 40, past the 20, and touchdown. Todd Gurley, 88 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Carson, and to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. From the 36, Wilson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So here are visitors to take over on offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. Edelman was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wentz going to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin.
Let's go. Let's do it.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now it's Wilson.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Metcalf once again the target, but it'll be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing is Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson now to throw again. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 47. Then his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. I gotta tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Throwing his Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Good job.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wood. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 21 yards. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Wentz. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Carlos Dunlap, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. He will push his way down to about the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the shotgun, Wilson. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon. We've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turning over 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing, but I'll guarantee you, it's not very good.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Here we go. 180.
50. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. This is caught, and he will take it in for the touchdown. Austin Hooper, his first touchdown of the new season. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football, So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27.
Now Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Wilson on first down. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. A gain of 6 there on first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming! I'm coming! I'm coming!
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Let's go, baby!
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
What's your son?
Mike's 54! Mike's 54!
What's your son?
You better be afraid of me! You better be afraid of me!
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
We got this!
Still 1st down.
The delay of game backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
Set the tone, defense! Set the tone, defense!
What's your son?
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Keep playing hard, fellas!
It's 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Let's get it!
What's your son?
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
120!
By Bobby Wagner. A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down. Tonight's
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.